Let's see if we can try to settle a great debate. Today's video, we're going to be talking about importing your Japanese collectibles versus buying them domestically and why I think you should import your figures. Absolutely fantastic! Importing versus buying domestically. Now, this is something I have seen a lot of people butt heads in the various Facebook groups and forums online. So today we're going to walk it down slow and I'm going to explain to you why I honestly believe it's better to import your figures instead of buying them domestically. Now, when I talk about buying domestically, I'm talking about here in the US. I know some of you guys from other countries have to face a lot of different import duties, custom taxes, and other fees when you buy something abroad. I really don't know much about that, but what you can do is enlighten us all in the comments below. Give us a high-level overview of the customs and fees you have to deal with that at times can make collecting difficult. Now, before we jump in, be absolutely fantastic yourself. Give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. So let's dig right in. Now, the first perk of importing your figures is the fact that they are normally $20 to $100 cheaper than buying domestic. Now that does sound kind of extreme and crazy, but that's exactly how it is in some cases. I mean, you are buying it from the source, so it will be considerably cheaper. Now, when you buy your import action figures domestically, unfortunately, they do have to pass on that import cost to the customer, and it will normally manifest in the price. So you might say, oh, that can't be right. Let me give you a prime example of what I've personally been through. We're gonna name drop here too. So over here we have our good buddy, Soul of Chogokin Dynamic Classics Mazinger Z. This is an absolutely fantastic figure. Click the card on screen right now to see the full review of this awesome figure. When this figure first came in for pre-order in Japan, unfortunately, I missed the window. So I searched high and low, I looked on AmiAmi, HobbyLink Japan, Hobby Search, looked all over the place, and I could not get a pre-order for this figure. So then I thought, well, I guess I'll go ahead and buy domestic for the first time in forever, and I chose Big Bad Toy Store. Now, Big Bad Toy Store had Mazinger Z up for pre-order for $130. Now, that is more expensive than what it was for the Japanese pre-order. I believe the Japanese pre-order was, I think, $80 or $75. I think the yen was a little bit low at that time. I got lucky and the Japanese pre-order opened back up for Mazinger Z, and I was able to buy Mazinger Z and have him shipped for $100 flat. So now you gotta ask, why would I pay $130 domestic when I can get the figure for $100 shipped flat and get the figure a month earlier than the US release, which dovetails into our next point. When importing your figure, typically you receive your figure 4 to 6 weeks earlier than the US release. Now that's fantastic because when I order something, I want it now and I want it fast. Now some of you guys might say, oh, well, waiting a month and a half really isn't that big of a deal. But the thing is, there are numerous shipping issues that can cause that month and a half to turn into 2 months or possibly 3 months. Before the pandemic, it was not uncommon to have various shipping issues, such as the ships being delayed. When the ships make it over here, they're having labor issues at the docks, thus delaying the delivery. Also, there's a big strike, I think, with Amazon a few years ago as well, so numerous things going on. You can skip all that if you just import it using EMS, DHL, or FedEx. Now, something else about domestic stores that is starting to become more and more common is the store not being able to fulfill their pre-orders. Now, in the various groups, I've seen reports of various stores having to suddenly cancel pre-orders because they were unable to fulfill them. That's unfortunate, but you know, that wouldn't happen if you just imported it directly. So let me give you a personal example that I'm aware of, all right? So here we have our awesome X Plus Large Monster Series Gridman figure. Check this out, eyes light up and everything. You can see the full review of this awesome vinyl statue by clicking the card on screen right now. So Gridman was a Rick exclusive and had to be bought directly from the Japanese Rick website. Now me personally, I used Zen Market to fulfill my pre-order. Once it came in stock, it was sent to Zen Market, then Zen Market shipped it to me. There was a US store that had Gridman up for pre-order, which is fantastic. You know, you can buy Japanese Ricks domestically, which is cool or should be cool. Unfortunately, not exactly sure what happened, but they had to cancel everyone's pre-order and those orders were not fulfilled. So basically, as far as I'm aware, no one ever got this awesome Gridman figure. And as far as I'm aware, I'm the only person who's even reviewed this figure, which sucks. Now, this stuff is not really a knock at the store. These things just happen. Sometimes it could be the store's fault or just unforeseen circumstances. As far as I'm concerned, you can avoid this by buying it directly from the source and leaving it at that. So now I'm really trying to find a reason why you should buy your figures domestically. It's perfectly fine if you want to support your local business, so no knocks to that, but be prepared you're gonna have to endure that extra cost and delayed shipping. But outside of that, I know some US stores offer your payment plans and things like that, but that kind of goes out the window when you have PayPal Pay in 4 and some other things like that. So I'm really trying hard to think of something else. And then you can kind of say, oh, well, I'll buy domestic in case I miss out on something in Japan. But really, you can use awesome websites like Mandrake and get something cheaper than the US and at times even cheaper than the initial Japanese retail price. So it's like, it's really hard to validate that. I don't know. So there you have it, guys. This is why I import my figures from Japan, and I suggest you do so as well. So it's cheaper to buy your figures from Japan. You'll get your figures 4 to 6 weeks sooner than domestic releases, and as a whole, it's a bit more reliable. Let us all know what you think in the comments below. Do you guys import your figures? Do you buy domestically? Is there a major reason why you won't import versus buying domestic? I'd love to know to get this discussion kind of going even further. Maybe we'll make a part 2 to this video, so it'll be a pretty cool discussion to have. I'm working on a few more collecting related videos, so you guys keep the comments coming and keep the discussion going. We keep making a lot of these, more unique videos. Well guys, this concludes this video. I hope it was informative and you enjoyed it. To see some absolutely fantastic reviews, click the links on screen right now. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews.